Okay, hey, hello fellow students. My name is Benjamin Kelly and I'm doing replacement of coal with solar power. Okay, let's get into this. Origins. So, solar power takes us back to 1839 when Alexander Emond Becquerel discovers the photovoltaic effect, which is the driving force behind solar power. So, photo means light and voltaic means energy. So, hence we have light energy. How it works. So basically, light hits these photovoltaic cells, which are made up of semiconductors. In today's society, these semiconductors are made of silicon. When the light strikes these conductors, energy is absorbed, which allows electrons to move freely. These freely moving electrons create direct current. The system then stores this direct current as alternating current, which is used to power modern-day electronics. Okay, well here we have a diagram of this process. So basically, as you can see on the roof of the house are the solar panels, which are exposed to sun. The light energy hits these panels and then then creates direct current, which is converted into alternating current, which is transported all across the home. Okay, so mitigation. Solar energy produces zero emissions, zero pollution of any kind, and it comes from a virtually endless energy source, much like plants. These two factors make the mitigation effects of solar energy quite substantial. Advantages. So the first advantage is reduction in greenhouse gases. The reduction of greenhouse gases, as they produce zero emissions and come from an infinite energy supply, as I mentioned earlier. So the decentralization of energy production. Energy production in modern day society is normally transported hundreds and thousands of kilometers. So solar panels allow for this to be decentralizing, cutting down on all transport emissions. Along with this decentralization of transport comes the increase in self-reliant societies. And a third advantage is independent energy production. So this allows people in remote or poor infrastructure facilities to access electricity by using solar panels. So disadvantages. Disadvantages for solar power are quite tremendous. Firstly, solar power is very reliant on the weather. So whether it be cloudy, snowing, raining, or dusty, these have dramatic effects on solar power, resulting in far less production of electricity. The second disadvantage is relatively inefficiency of the process. Only 20% of the solar power absorbed is actually processed by the system. This creates quite a problem, as the system is very inefficient and then therefore requires a large surface area for the system to become efficient. Storage problems is the fourth disadvantage. The batteries of modern day society are quite costly, large and bulky, and do not have great storage abilities. This results in solar power only realistically being achieved on small scales, and solar farms are much harder to store these large amounts of electricity due to storage problems. The fourth disadvantage is by far the biggest: cost. Throughout the whole procedure, solar panels do cost a lot of money via production, installation, and therefore are seen as economically not viable in today's society. Importance against climate change. So there are 5.6 gigajoules of potential solar energy available each year. This far surpasses the demand. This is a special case where the supply is far greater than the demand for solar panels. Solar power has the greatest potential on high sunlight areas of the world, such as Australia and Africa. Obviously, in areas of the world with a lot more exposure to the sun, there is a lot greater potential for solar panels. Solar power is becoming more economically viable due to the due to the mass production of panels in China. This mass production dramatically reduces the cost of panels and therefore helps reduce the installation. Solar power has now become one of the fastest growing industries in the world and now produces 181 gigawatts a year. Compared to in 2004 when solar panels only produced 3.4 gigawatts, this is a dramatic increase in just 10 years. Although solar power is getting cheaper, there are still better alternative renewable options. One example of a renewable option that's much better is wind, which produces 370 gigawatts a year, or hydropower, which now produces 1,500 gigawatts a year. The reason for these producing high amounts of energy a year is due to them being cheaper, more efficient, and reliable over solar power. So in conclusion, although there's an abundance of energy that can be accessed, solar power has too many drawbacks. The reality is, just in modern day society, we cannot afford to install such an inefficient system and rely on it. The chances of this system replacing coal therefore remain very slim in today's society, as it is plainly too expensive and too inefficient. Thank you very much for listening to my side, and have a good day.